everybody, welcome to the Cameos Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I'm here to give you a review of a Disney Plus original movie, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. Now, this movie is fucking insane because, first of all, up top, I am a huge fan, or was a huge fan, of Chip 'n Dale. That was right in the same ballpark. Because Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers came out right in the same ballpark with Tailspin and fucking Darkwing Duck and, goddammit, and, DuckTales, and it was all in there. DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, Tailspin, and there were all these spin-offs of, you know, classic Disney characters and whatnot. All these spin-offs and like these weird, and like, it's funny because Rescue Rangers, along with Tailspin actually, were attempts to make those cartoons more edgy, if you believe it or not, because Chip 'n Dale are older than we think they are, by the way. Like, Chip 'n Dale go back to like the 50s or some shit like that. Like they're old characters. And for a long time in Disney, Chip 'n Dale were just chipmunks. They were just two rascally chipmunks who fuck with people. Like, that was it. And one was a bit smarter than the other. Chip or Dale? How did I mix Chip and Dale up? I think I mixed Chip and Dale up. Chip or Dale, one of the two is more smarter, and, you know, I believe Chip. Damn it, I mixed up Chip and Dale. Either way, one of them's more smart, one of them's more the goofball. But you know, Disney had this weird Renaissance thing in the 90s where they wanted to like make certain characters more edgy. So they made them Rescue Rangers. They made one look like a ripoff of Indiana Jones, and one look like a ripoff of Magnum P.I. And they went with it, and they were like this mystery team that would go around solving mysteries and saving the day. The Rescue Rangers. And I used to love that show. Obviously, the theme song, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the theme song for all Disney 90s shows were fucking amazing. Particularly the Darkwing Duck theme song. That's the dude playing the saxophone for the Darkwing Duck song is fucking on steroids. I don't know what that dude was doing, but he was killing that saxophone, dude. Like, the dude who was doing the saxophone for Darkwing Duck, I'm like, dude, this is a kid's show. You don't gotta be this good, man. This theme song doesn't have to be this fucking good. But most of the theme songs back in the 90s were awesome. Like, I feel sad for, you know, kids growing up now. I feel sad for myself, you know, because, like, I grew up, because, like, since you know, I grew up in the early 2000s. If you grew up in the early 2000s, you pretty much watched all these shows because they just showed reruns of these on Disney Plus or Disney XD or whatever. They just showed reruns of the 90s shows. So that's why I saw all these shows. I wasn't raised in the 90s, but I grew up watching these shows because I was raised in the early 2000s. And it's funny, and it's kind of funny, though, that I just noticed that just looking at the Rescue Ranger, watching the movie, I'm just like, man, those theme songs used to be really, really catchy and really, really good back in the day. Nowadays, you know, you might get a decent theme song here and there, but most part, those theme songs in the early, you know, in the 90s for those cartoon shows were, like, on point. But theme songs aside, Rescue Rangers goes way back. I'm a huge fan of that show. I love all the crew, Monterey Jack, Gadget, you know, the whole crew. And this movie, and the trailer for this movie when it came out, threw people the fuck off. It threw me off, threw everybody off. I thought they were gonna make a straight up Rescue Rangers. Like, I wasn't looking forward to this movie. You hear the Lonely Island crew are working on this, Andy Sandberg and like his people are working on this, and you go, okay. Now, to be fair to Andy Sandberg, Popstar Never Stop, Never Stopping is a fucking hilarious movie, which if you have not seen, you need to go see it. Popstar by the Lonely Island Boys, Andy Sandberg and them, it's hilarious. So they do have one movie that I'm like, hey, look, that was funny. So, I mean, if you guys can remotely get this, okay, I can see it. And the results of, in the results of this movie, and like a lot of people would say, like, this looked like they were going for a Who Framed Roger Rabbit. In short, This movie is Who Framed Roger Rabbit pushed forward. It's the spiritual successor to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like, it's just that simple. It pushes the ideas of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, at least the concept on paper of having these toons and these cartoon characters all over the different eras and different times, all existing in the world with humans, and we work with them, they work with us. It's as if it's always been. And Who Framed Roger Rabbit did such a good job of making you believe in the world and believe that these cartoons lived among us and like believe in that world. And you're just like, this world feels real because everything has a reason for being there, and everything, the way it's written is so well done and so smart and whatnot. And this movie is the same. And I'm talking about this stuff because a lot of people are going to talk about the cameos, which, oh my god, the cameos and Easter eggs are in fucking insane. There are cameos in this movie that I can't believe are in this movie at all. Like, mind-blowing. You know, fuck it. I know the movie just dropped on Disney Plus. Half of you guys aren't gonna watch it because either A, you're gonna say, oh, it's Chip and Dale, I don't watch that stuff, I'm a grown man, I won't watch nothing about no Chip and Dale, those cartoon characters, or you don't care, or you just don't care about this stuff. So I'll just spoil this for you. So I'll just spoil it. Maybe I'll put spoiler in the section. Who knows? At a certain point, the design change Sonic the Hedgehog is in this movie. A character in the movie. He's called Ugly Sonic. And it is the exact pre-design. You remember that pre-design Sonic with the teeth and the weird humanish face and whatnot? That everyone freaked the fuck out and led to Paramount changing the whole thing? Yeah, that Sonic is in here. And he talks about those events. Because this is a world where all characters, animated characters of all different types, 3D, 2D, you know, all types, all of those characters are actors. All the movies, every animated thing you've ever seen was a movie, but it was played by an actor. You know, Chip and Dale were actors playing Chip and Dale the Rescue Rangers. You know, all of these guys, like, you know, at a certain point, Baloo from the Jungle Book remake shows up, and he's an actor who plays Baloo, and it's like he's the same Baloo from the original Jungle Book, but he got a CGI remake, so update, so that he can, you know, so that he can push his career forward. Like, it's like the concepts in this movie are nuts. There are Easter eggs galore. I'm talking from Final Fantasy. I'm talking from Kingdom Hearts. Big Gruff, the Big Gruff shows up at a certain point in this movie. Pokemon, My Little Ponies, fucking He-Man. It is nuts. Like, that's just like the tip, dude. This movie has so many, and it's gonna vary depending on how old you are. Like, this is an interesting film. And it's probably, I shit you not, the most fascinating film I've seen this year. Because this movie is going to completely base upon how much animated shit you've watched. And how much, you know, and your age. Because there are some older cartoon characters, a lot of them that show up in this, that if you weren't raised in the 80s, you might not even catch that. Like, someone my age might not even catch that. There are some Easter eggs in this I didn't catch. I only caught them because I saw another reviewer or someone after I see the movie go, oh, this is what this is. At a certain point, there's this old ass, like, there's just such deep cuts. I mean, obviously, you got Roger Rabbit shows up at a certain point in this movie. There are just so many cameos, so many, oh my god. There's, okay. I really don't want to talk about the movie because there's so many hilarious, okay, alright, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. If you are a fan of animation, I'm talking all of it. I'm talking, and no matter what. Oh my gosh, like there are so many moments in this movie that just shocked me. that shocked the fuck out of me. I mean, you go, wow, they did that. They got that. That's crazy. And the way they executed it. I mean, granted, like, this movie is hilarious. It's fun. It's about an hour and about 30 minutes, so it's not really even that long of a watch. It's fast-paced. Chip and Dale work together. You really root for them to reconnect again because you can feel like the story isn't like reinventing the wheel or anything, but the world is imaginative and the world is lived in. I often talk about whenever I bring this up, I always reference Seth because Seth was so on the money with this when he said this. It feels like a world that exists even if I wasn't watching it. You know what I mean? It feels like a world that would exist even if I wasn't watching this movie. And that is a great compliment. I hope they do a sequel. Like, I really do, because this world is limitless, really. It's very limitless, and the fact that you have so many of these different characters that are bigger and not bigger, like apparently Jack Skellington in this world's fucking loaded. Like, I mean, like, he's doing pretty good for himself. So, like, and the thing is, now I will tell you this, they could not get any of the Warner Brother characters. So this couldn't be as big, as crazy as Who Framed Roger Rabbit, because they couldn't get Warner Brothers on board, but I'm sure, but who knows, maybe if they, go big next time, then maybe they get Warner Brothers, because this movie, man, it really is the spiritual successor to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It feels like it at heart, all the characters and all the most of the Easter eggs, like about 95% of the Easter eggs and whatnot are catch and you miss, or I've never seen a movie like that's really the definition of blink and you miss it, dude. If you blink, you know how many times I pause the movie just happenly, because I pause a lot, because I look down at my phone, I do all these different things, and I paused it and was like, wait a minute, is that? Hold the fuck on. Like, spoiler alerts, McGruff, McGruff, I just caught him out the corner of my eye. I was like, is that fucking McGruff? Apparently McGruff is a legit cop. Like, he's not just like, he's not just, a poster boy. He's a real cop, like, in real life anyways. Well, in that real life, well, yeah, whatever. Anyways, thank you guys. Oh, shit, I didn't even give the score. My bad. I give Chippendale Rescue Rangers a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Loved it. It was fucking great. And it flew by like that. I was sad it was over. Like, because when you get to the Easter eggs and get into how it fits and putting it in real world context, putting these crazy ideas in real world context and the voices and the real voices of some of these characters and stuff, like, dude, man, I was eating this fucking movie up. I wanted more, dude. By the time this shit wrapped up, I was like, aw. But yeah, I give this movie a 9 out of 10. I suggest this to anyone. It's good for anyone of all ages. But if you're thinking that there's nothing for you, this movie's for everybody, dude. I'm telling you. If you are someone who watched any animation at all, you are going to get a kick out of it, especially if you were raised in the 90s. Or in my opinion, early 2000s too. If you were raised in the 90s and early 2000s, you're going to get most of these references. If you know what I mean? You're going to get it. So, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Moose Show. Please do like, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Goodbye. Please, check this one out. I know I told people to go see Togo, which people need to go fucking see Togo on Disney+. That movie was great. But this is officially top Togo. I didn't think anything on Disney+ original could ever top Togo. This top Togo. Anyway, thank you guys again. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.